to the 2022 Global Youth Philanthropy Art Exhibition. I'm so glad everyone could actually show up today. My name is Andrew Zhang. I am the co-president of the Art and Philanthropy Students Committee, and I'm also a member of the student board in GYP. And I am also your host today. So first, I'd like to introduce to you all our founder of GYP USA, Michael Wang.
Thank you very much, Andrew. My English is so I use Chinese to make this remark. Andrew will translate, the basic content of this. In this way, we will be, both English Chinese people can enjoy this. Yeah. 首先呢，感谢大家，感谢各位今天各位小朋友、各位家长，今天这么热的天儿到这点来参加这个活动，感谢这个。既感谢我们今天来的这个各位家长小朋友，我们也感谢呢，我们有很多今天没能来的家长和小朋友。这次呢，我们一共这个活动呢收到了申请呢，大概60多个，不仅是有美国有几个州的，而且我们还有香港的、加拿大的，所以这个呢是非常不错。这个大家的支持参与，才能使这次活动能够搞好。同时呢，我也感谢我们有个赞助单位是叫 Cook 房地产公司，他们给我们一定的支持。另外呢，也感谢今天艾森爸爸来这个给我们摄像。特别我要提一下呢，就是这次活动我需要感谢的呢，就是安九妈妈。这个第一次做这个呢，其实是非常非常麻烦的，非常布展，从最开始非常。这个繁琐的事情从头到尾，那安卓妈妈呢花了很多的心血，花了很多的时间，这个表示感谢，这是第一。第二呢，我简单的介绍一下，我们这个组织 GYP 这个组织，我们这个组织英文呢叫 Global Youth Philanthropy， 译成中文呢叫环球有私公益。那我们这个呢是注册在2020年的一个。专门帮助青少年做各种公益活动的一个非营利组织。那这个艺术展呢，只是我们活动的一部分。此时此刻呢，除了这个艺术展呢，我们还有一个我们叫网上小型音乐会 （online concert）。我们学生呢，做这种活动。那这只是我们活动的一部分。那这个我们办展的经验呢，实际上是非常有限。但是呢，我们有各种活动，所以呢，很欢迎大家关注我们。那第三点呢，我就想稍微的介绍一下呢，就我们这个展览有什么特色。那大家也知道，这个每天的展览很多。波士顿这种地方呢，号称是美国的这个文化之都了。这个每天的展览很多很多，不要说这个 MFA， 就是普通的各类学校啊，这个社区都有很多展览。非常有意思是，今天这个大家如果注意到，就是咱们这个楼下，现在楼下1层还有一个展览，就是说这个展览非常多。像我们这个经验其实是非常有限。那我们这个我们做这个到底有什么特色呢？那我就用3个词来说明我们的特色。那我们这边特色是什么呢？就是青少年、艺术、公益。我们虽然是这个在办展上经验很有限，但是我们这个是特色很清楚的。我们主要是帮助青少年做各种公益活动，而这个展览呢，恰恰是针对于有这些绘画才能的孩子。那不光他们在其他地方都花了很多时间学习他的艺术，那我们是一起探索什么呢？就是这些孩子如何用你的艺术方面的天才。来做一些对社区有益、对社会有益、能够帮助其他人的。那具体来讲呢，这个展览我们大家看到的只是非常小的一部分。这次展览完了以后呢，还有2个，在2个也是在波士顿2个不同的地方。那但是这个展览只是我们工作的一部分，就是从这个展览一开始设计，我们就已经开始联系，比如说联系波士顿的儿童医院。联系几家养老院，还有一些其他机构。那目的呢，就是这些展品呢，有很多的一部分我们是考虑呢，第一是捐赠。那将来呢，也在考虑除了这个办展以外呢，可能还会有一些 auction 啊、义卖呀、这种东西，有一些更多的资源呢，我们可以这个组织就做更多的公益活动。所以我的意思是说，今天展览只是其中一部分，我们这3点，这个青少年侧重于青少年，艺术、公益，这是我们的主要特点。最后一点呢，我想就说一下呢，就是我们目标是什么呢？我们 GYP 就是想能够建立一个有一定的水平，既有艺术性，同时呢也有一定的社会影响的一个 GYP 的一个艺术中心。那这个什么含义呢？就是我们有一定的收藏，我们有一定的家长，有一定经验和孩子们的艺术水平相当高的这么一个艺术中心。那是将来我们可以非常长期的越做越好呢。目标是什么呢？就是给这个有艺术天才、艺术特长的孩子提供做各种公益活动机会。能够我们做的如果好，就可以提供更多的机会，这就是我们的目标。所以希望呢，无论是在座的家长，还是将来能够看到我们录像、能够看到我们信息的，无论是家长还是学生呢，都多关注我们这个事情，多关注我们这个中心。如果有各种的特长资源，欢迎呢能够加入到我们的队伍里边，能够帮我们一起把这个事情做得越来越好，好吧？谢谢大家。
So my translation is going to be a lot more brief than his. So basically what Mr. Wong has said is, first he thanks all the students, the volunteers, the parents, everyone who participated in this art show and helped make this possible. And they all worked hard behind the scenes to prepare us up and promote this exhibition. The participating students come from all across the world, so from several states in the US, such as Massachusetts and California, in China, Canada, and Japan. Alright, so GYP is a non-profit organization registered in Massachusetts, focusing on youth volunteering and philanthropy. They organize very many activities, and the student art show is one of them. He emphasized the unique feature of GYP in 3 words: youth, art, and philanthropy. Part of the students' artwork will be donated to the Children's Hospital, senior houses, and other institutes of youth. More youth art events with the mission of promoting intercultural and interracial understanding will be organized in the near future. Finally, he explained that GYP's next goal is to establish an influential and creative art center. In this way, the GYP can provide youth artists with more opportunities to make good impacts through creative fundraising, shows, donations, auctions, and cooperation with various training institutions and foundations. And then more people will support GYP and its activities would gain more exposure. And now I would like to ask Maddie to come to the stage. We're going to ask him some questions, and he is vital for this exhibition to be possible. All right, Maddie, who are you and what do you do here in Teen Central?
Sure, my name is Maddie Cropley, and I'm one of the teen librarians here, part of the Youth Services Department. We have a dedicated staff across the 26 branches of the Boston Public Library. There's 6 or 7 teen librarians that work specifically with youth in grades 6 through 12. This space here, which is where I started working when I was as a teen librarian about 5 years ago. This space, Teen Central, is sort of like the marquee teen space in the Boston Public Library. It's teens only space. If you come here during the school year, there's anywhere between 150 kids in here. It's a very active space. We have our lab across the. It's dark right now, but across the room here we have our computer lab, where one of the things that this space focuses on is helping facilitate teens' own creative output. That's we don't want to do work for teens. We want to do work with teens. Just trying to make that distinction. And give them opportunities for leadership and to pursue their own interests. So yeah. So I've been a teen librarian for about 5 years, and I currently work out in the branches, but I'm stationed here. But I was so glad to have. I may be jumping ahead in your questions, but
No, it's
when Andrew reached out last year I think it was, while doing a program when I was over at the West Roxbury branch. And that's something we always, when a young person comes forward and wants to work with us on something like that, then we jump at the chance to do that kind of thing. So really excited to have that, and then it turned into this. So.
All right, yeah. So how did you help and support this exhibition right here?
Part of it is trying to. So like I said, we try to facilitate. So you in your organization got all the artwork together. Did all that stuff. I have this space. So what I do is work on scheduling things, promoting things. We have you might see on the screen, one of these screens over here where the digital slides will come up. It's on a carousel, but the slide presenting this will come up, and letting other staff know that this is happening. I've gotten some very good feedback from other staff who come and take a look at your artwork. They really enjoyed the art show. Part of putting on something like this here is sort of, I guess, like it's trying to figure out the best way we can both work together to make it happen.
Yeah. And my last question. All right. So, what other exhibitions do you do similar to this one around this teen center?
Sure. Well, typically we have this wall space up here, or really all of the wall space. A lot of times teens will just make artwork while they're in here. We have art supplies and stuff up behind the desk there that they can borrow. Sometimes teens will just leave a piece of artwork behind that they worked on, and we put it up on the wall. I think it was like the end of April, I just had another teen art show that was up. I work with I'm part of a professional organization called the Library Freedom Project that does a lot of work around digital privacy and surveillance topics. And we're a national organization, and we've worked with a group of teens from like North Carolina, Illinois, California, to work on large-scale sort of internet memes based on their reactions to some of the topics that we talked about. We just recently put that one down. There's about 15 pieces that people had done. We had another organization come in. This is 2019. An organization called the Marble Collection that works with high school age students and presents their poetry, their artwork, their music, stuff like that. So, we're kind of we've been doing this for a while, and we're always looking for more opportunities to present the work of teens. So,
yeah. All right. So as Maddie said, I'm gonna briefly describe the process that led to this. All right. So back in around April-ish, it was last year-ish. I reached out to Maddie, and I want to conduct, meetings for teaching origami in the West Roxbury section of Boston Public Libraries, and I want to conduct like a lesson every Thursday, the first Thursday of every month. I got to teach some kids how to make some really simple origami. It was really good for both me and the kids because I got to learn how to interact with people. I got to learn how to teach them, and also, the kids obviously got to learn origami. And then I think when Maddie first moved to Central Library, I had to relocate from West Roxbury over here, I top right over there. And same thing, every month I would teach some kids, and then when I saw this space here, I saw a bunch of art here, I decided it's a really good idea to not just origami, but various different arts, such as the pieces over there, so we can hold an exhibition here. And yeah, so we decided on a time, a date, and eventually when we received all the artwork from all across the continent, we got them, and then we selected them to be put on this wall and 2 other libraries. So this is the first part of our 3-week exhibit. Yes, 3-part exhibition. So this one's gonna last. This is gonna last for around 3 weeks. And then after this, we will take all of them and we'll get some new ones and we'll put them in the Jamaica Plain branch of Boston Public Libraries. Then after 3 weeks from there, we take those down, may grab some new ones, and then we'll put them in the Public Library of Brookline, and then that's going to last for 3 more weeks. All right, and yeah, and now I'd love to thank Maddie, and I'd love to give the piece for the teen center.
Thank you very much.
No,
I
thank
really
you.
appreciate
Thank
that.
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me
Thank
just
you.
wait. Paper.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Wait, stay up here. All right. Yes, we need that. All right, nice. All right, so now I'd like to give certificates to everyone who are one here and two contribute to this specific exhibition. So first, I'd like to congratulate Sean Zhang.
Have matches in it? Yes. Okay.
Okay. Next one, drawing. Drawing how? Okay.
All right, and now we have Easton Qian.
Yes, yeah. Listen. What's next?
Next, we have Joseph Du.
Joseph, here. Good job.
Next, we have David.
David here. David.
Next, we have Lucy or Yu Shuang.
Lucy, yeah. See here. Yeah, our last one is our chief artist, Andrew. Thank you. Andrew next.
And now I'd like for a group photo of all the artists who participate in this exhibition.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, now I will conduct interviews, really short interviews with each of the artists who we just gave certificates to. All right, Sean Zhang. Alright, so here our piece, which is this one right here, number 15. You remember this one, right?
Yeah, I remember sketching it.
Alright, so what was your thought process behind making this piece?
Oh, well, my thought process on making this piece was kind of capturing how it looked in real life. I was really just arranging a bunch of items on a table in front of me and kind of practicing, like, I guess, how to mimic how it looks in real life. Otherwise, I don't think there's some super deep meaning behind it.
Yeah. How long did this piece take you, if you remember?
Oh, a long time. I remember it took like maybe a week of just getting the shading right and like correcting all the shapes of all these objects. But yeah, it was a great practice.
Yeah. Are you happy with how it turned out, or is there aspects you'd love to improve on?
Well, for one, I'd probably improve on, like, to be honest, a lot of the shadows, like, and a lot of the shading. Like, the shadow, the drill makes on this thing. Like, I'm not super satisfied with that, but it was a long time ago and it's now framed, so I guess it's good now.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Now, Ethan, come on. All right. So your piece was a photograph up here, number 2. Your piece was Watch for Family, as I recall. What was your thought process behind taking this photograph?
Well, I think art is kind of just made of individual meaning. It really has no meaning unless it has meaning to yourself, right? And from my perception, from now on, every single day, even if eventually I do forget this picture will still exist 3 years ago when I was in Vermont with my mom. And it will never disappear, and it has deep personal meaning to me because even after she's gone, even after I'm older, I will still remember this.
Yeah. What's the dog's name?
Lily.
All right. Is there any aspect of this photo, even though yes, it does have a sentimental meaning, is there any aspect of this photo you'd like to improve upon, or do you think this is your very best?
I think imperfection is perfection, right? Because really, if you wanted perfect art can be made by a computer. Perfect art can be made by trying to make everything in the piece perfect, supreme, right? But that is not what art is. Art is your own expression. Art is for yourself. Art is for other people. Without it, there is no meaning to it. So there's nothing I want to improve to this piece.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's great input. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Now we'll have Ryan come up. Which piece did you? Yes. All right. So he did number 9, Scent of Love, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what was your thought process behind it?
The thought process was originally for Valentine's Day, which is the day of love. That's the main theme of it, is like love and togetherness.
Yeah. How long did this one take you?
Like 3 days. Like and then like sketching it took like one. Like it actually took like 3 hours, mostly I think.
Yeah. What was your inspiration behind it? Like you can see there's a lot of shapes on it, and there's obviously cats.
The original like the thinking process of it was Valentine's Day, right? It was like the day of love, and roses, the flower of love. Like it's obviously the theme is mostly around like these two cats being together.
Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to improve upon that picture, or do you think it's your very best?
Actually, I would improve. I mean, I drew this like a long time ago. I feel like if I would draw it again, I would draw it better. I'm not sure what I would make better of it, but I just know I want it to make it better.
All right. Yeah. All right. Great answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we'll have Joseph. All right. Yeah. So he did 16. Yeah. All right. So, what was your thought process behind this one?
So like before this one I knew like there was like this show in Boston like this, so like I wanted to be part of it and I drew it. I picked one of them out of many drawings I thought. So the waves represent peace because like since I live in New Jersey, my favorite place to be is at the beach and let the waves wash at me, so it makes me feel beautiful. And the sunflowers represent hope, like the sun. Like every day when I wake up, I feel hope for the new day, like expecting something new and fun.
Alright, yeah. Obviously this piece is very good, but is there anything you'd like to improve upon?
I'd say like if like if I draw it again, like if we have to I could add more stuff to the background.
Alright, yeah, thank you. Alright, now we'll have David. Yeah. But, yeah, alright, so what was your thought process behind this one?
So like, I thought like we could make like a picture with like the lotus leaves and like fish swimming in the pond. So like this is like nature.
Alright, yeah, so you can see that there's watercolor and there's also like 3D fish, so how did you put that together?
So it's like basically a piece of paper that is cut into a special shape, and then we folded it and stapled it onto like the painting. So and then also we painted it with watercolor so it looked more beautiful.
How long did this take?
And it took about like a week.
Okay. Alright, is there anything you'd like to improve upon, or is this your very best?
Well, if I could draw it again, I could improve it. I'm not sure what I could improve on it though.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Alright, thank you, David. Alright, lastly we'll have Lucy. Alright, so she did 13, which I remember is love, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what was your inspiration or what was your thought process behind it?
Yeah, so hi everyone, I'm Lucy and I'm going to ninth grade. And so this piece is the Chinese calligraphy art and it represents the character love. And the inspiration that I had behind this artwork was really during the pandemic I had a lot more time to contemplate at home because I got more time to stay at home due to the pandemic and coronavirus. And so after seeing a lot of news on the media, on the one side there's a lot of news on the dividedness of different organizations and different groups. However, there are also like good things about this world that I saw in newspapers and news articles, like how doctors are helping patients to recover and how the small kinds of act can really bring excellent impact to the world. Yeah, so after contemplating on the newspaper and thinking about all those things, I created this character art. And I want to remind the world that there's always love in the world and we should always treat each other with kind love, yeah.
Alright, how long did this one take?
So the art itself didn't take long, it was like about 1 hour, but most of the work was behind the art, yeah.
Alright, is there any aspect you'd like to improve?
I always would like like to think that calligraphy isn't always perfect and you can always improve on it. So what I would improve on this piece are the strokes, which I know that I can improve and get better at with every time I try to do a new piece. Yeah,
All right, yeah, thank you.
thank you.
All right.
That's the last one.
Yeah.
Andrew, will you introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah.
About your artwork.
Okay, so I guess I'll interview myself.
Yeah.
So the pieces I did, I don't know if you can see it, but I did a mother and son right here. I don't know how well you can see that, but yeah. And then I also did this geometric ball that kind of squishes. All right. And then lastly, I did number 10, so this one. All right, and I'll do like my main thought process and for number 10 because other two have a little less meaning. But so number 10, so there's obviously 3 shirts of ties. There's a dress. So this represents my family because I say this is me, this is my brother, and this is my dad, and this is my mom. So it's kind of similar to some other people said, but during quarantine when you're all shut inside, the only real people you see besides the people on your screens is your own family because hopefully you eat dinner with them, you eat breakfast with them, you eat lunch with them every day. So you'll learn to value your family because they're the ones closest to you. So that's one. And from time, I think this one took around 4 hours for the entire thing. I guess I'll describe some of these too. So this is the mother and son. So this has some pretty obvious meaning because I think the bond between a mother and a son is probably one of the strongest things in the human world. And this took me around 2 hours. And then there's this because I made when I was bored and it's also kind of fun. But this one took me around 2 hours as well. All right, so yeah, I guess that's my self-interview. All right, yeah, that's about it for like the main thing, but we'll also be taking some pictures like on the steps of the old building and maybe in front of Team Central as well. It'll be a group photo of all the artists.
Thank you. Good job.